Issue, of course, a sensitive issue. You also understand that I cannot talk too much about it, but rest assured that we have a tremendous amount of measurements protecting this ship, but it's all laid out in a plan that is also internationally approved, and that is something that we can only disclose to a very limited amount of people. But I can only say to you that the ship is well protected for those particular areas. And while sailing through there, for example, we run on very high speeds. Our decks are very high. It's very difficult to get on board. And then behind the scenes, and that's something you often don't see because you're on vacation. We don't want to interfere with your vacation with all the additional security measures that are there, but they are as invisible as possible, just to protect you without disturbing you too much. And of course, when we are sailing in a particular areas, when we are sailing there in the Indian Ocean or close to Somalia, of course we stay away as far as we can. We adjust our cruises, and basically that counts for every voyage that we make. If we think there's trouble, we don't bring you there. We avoid it, and we're always very concerned about your safety and security on board of the vessels. Thank you. Discharges. I think Kieran is our compliance officer, safety, health, and what else? Environment. And I'm sure that he can explain to you all about our discharges.
Good morning, everybody. As for our wastewater discharges, we follow all international flag state, port state, and local requirements. But one of the main features that we incorporate as a company is wherever certain areas exceed those requirements, we implement them fleet-wide. So we travel globally. We have requirements that exceed above and beyond what is actually required for wastewater discharges. And plus, also the main feature is that it's a continuous process, and it's something that everybody understands because it's a one level requirement.
Yeah, we build in advanced wastewater treatment systems into our ships that are now at what is called 4-stage treatment. So there is, if I have it correct here, we do initial sorting, then we do filtering, then we do heat, and we do also infrared, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So it's vastly superior to anything you would find in almost any municipality around the world. And what's also quite incredible is the amount of coordination between the engineering department and the deck department with regards to where we are, how we do it, how long we do it, how it's monitored, how it's measured, how it's logged, and so forth. Tremendous amount of behind-the-scenes interaction to make sure that those regulations that Kieran is talking about are adhered to, and in most cases are exceeded.
I tell you, that's the most experts I've ever met in one line. I'm really impressed with it. Two questions. One, what advice can you give the Holland team so we can pull this thing off Sunday? And number two, I'm from the United States. I'm in agriculture production. I think that's a backbone, or one of the backbones of this organization, the quality of the food that is prepared many times a day. How do you guys choose the safe food? I know in the United States we are really concentrating on
That's a great question. Stein can talk about the public health side of that.
Great.
We, first of all, we have contracted suppliers. And the contracted suppliers have been very thoroughly selected on quality of their products. From our side, it's a logistic thing how we are stocking the ships, that we have enough food on board, enough supplies on board to be able to produce the 11,000 meals per day that we do on the ship. Then, quality-wise, we are under very strict regulations of the United States Public Health, and in Europe also the health institutions that we have here. And everything from building of our culinary areas to quality of the food inspections, quality of the swimming pools, the water production, everything is being controlled by the United States Public Health. And we have to report to them, and they come on board ship every single time when we are in the US. They inspect our ships 2 times a year, including the Canadian inspections also taking place when we are sailing in the Canadian waters. And we have to adhere to their rules. They come on board with their books and they inspect if we are following their rules to the letter. And when they step on board, we have 100 points, and when they find something, they deduct points. And if we if there are too many points deducted, then we fail the inspections, and then they come back.
Which fortunately doesn't happen.
Right.